Hi, this is Greg McKee, Product Marketing Manager and Chief Technologist for LabSphere. This video is one in a series of videos on LabSphere's Spectra FT fine-tunable sources. Spectra FT is part of LabSphere's Spectral image and sensor calibration and test sources.
Today we want to show you our FT2300 fine-tunable wide-angle field-of-view flat field source UI and spectrometer calibration feature. Let me show you how that works. So here I have an Illuminant E. The white line, or the gold line, is the Illuminant E spectra. The white line is our spectral matching with the FT2300. Metric is showing how well it is. And if I turn on the spectrometer, this is an embedded spectrometer inside the source, which is measuring the spectral radiance through the exit port. Now, this is giving you your metrics of how well is the optimization holding up. So it's important that the spectroradiometer always be calibrated. So how do we do that? With our FT2300, we have a tungsten halogen light source in there, which is a very stable source, which we calibrate this FT2300. We characterize it and for spectral radiance using that halogen source inside the sphere and the spectroradiometer inside the sphere, and a NIST traceable spectral radiance calibration through the port. That spectral radiance calibration is transferred to that tungsten source inside the sphere, and that can be used to recalibrate this spectral monitor, which is the pink line. So let's say that after a month or two, you notice that the spectral radiance monitor is starting to drift down a little bit, so you want to recharacterize that so you get an accurate reading of the spectral radiance coming through the port. We have this feature in our settings, and you can see here we have calibration functions, and this applies to the spectroradiometer. We also have a recharacterization feature, which I will speak about that in a separate video, and hope you join me for that. So here we have a new baseline offset correction. When you operate the FT2300, when you execute the software, it gives you the option to do a baseline correction. That is simply putting the system in dark, or putting covering the port and running a baseline offset. It's a dark scan, which then corrects any noise in the spectrometer. And then we have a stray light feature, which LabSphere provides. We do a stray light correction on our spectroradiometers. This helps get a more accurate reading in the blue, and so it takes out the noise and the calibration from the tungsten halogen lamp in the blue, or the stray light. And so your system comes with a stray light correction factor for that spectrometer that's with your system. And finally, I just want to share that you have this calibrate. And so in this calibration function, you give it a name. It's at date stamped, and you can choose the calibration lamp that's in sphere. So that's a calibration file for the spectral radiance. And then when you execute it, it's going to walk you through the process. It's going to turn on the tungsten halogen light source. It's going to let you know when it's stable, and then it's going to run through the calibration process. And when it's done, now your spectroradiometer has a new calibration factor. And you'd be all set to go.
I hope this was helpful. For more videos on Spectra FT and other LabSphere products, visit us at www.labsphere.com.